welcome everyone who is out there who has watched me struggle for the
It's all
last
good.
30 minutes.
People people appreciate authenticity. I have issues all the time and I talk about it on my lives and people actually like you better if you're not perfect and you have issues from time to time. Like people actually gravitate more toward that, I think, than slick people that, you know, are like super polished and not human seeming and you know what I mean? So it's all good.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. But I mean, this is my life. It is a semi disaster at times, and that is totally fine. So it's whatever. I want to thank you. I want to thank the five people who are in here right now.
Hello.
You guys are awesome,
Thanks for joining.
rock stars. Thank you for joining us again, and this amazing YouTuber, Julie B. Deep Dives. Hey,
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
is there applause happening right now?
I could hear it.
Okay, then we're just gonna go with that.
Nice.
All right, so I think enough people are in here right now that we can go ahead and kind of get started a little bit. I just want to kind of go into like because you blew up like amazingly, right? I've never seen someone's channel go up like that, and um, I think I admire you most because you're real. Like you're not one of these YouTubers who's out for like fame and to get rich or anything like that. You're honest, you are kind, and it's just different. Like you don't really see a lot of that in at all, actually, not in anything.
No.
So to see you do that and getting your getting your flowers is pretty cool. So
Oh,
that's
thank
really
you
awesome.
so much. Thank
Yeah,
you.
of
Like
course.
that's really kind of you to say. I'm lucky. I don't know why. A lot of people have watched my channel when I am clearly a beginner and make mistakes all the time. I'm not polished. I'm not. My lives are not very structured at all. It's just all over the place and my videos have errors in them. I haven't learned how to edit yet, but I'm grateful that I've gotten support that I have, and it's really been a life changing thing for me.
Mm.
Starting a channel and finding a community of people to talk to. They're like
Mm-hmm.
it's like family now, which is
Mm.
something I really was missing in my life. So
Oh wow.
that's that. I'm not in it for like clout or attention or try to get make money off of it. That's if that's a fringe benefit, that would be great. If I can make any money, but that's not why I'm doing it. So you know,
Very
it's
nice.
just yeah,
Very
I
nice.
just love
You
it.
said you found your community. Can you like give a little bit more detail like what you mean as far as that like you found, people who share the same, what as you do. Like what do you mean?
Like we have the same kind of interest in
Mhm.
deep shows that challenge you and deep conversation. So
Mhm.
we're not just talking about the surface level aspects of a
Mhm.
TV show. We like to really dig into it, obsess over it, geek out over it together,
Yeah.
and I, I will talk about things that we'll get into, like we'll get off on tangents that don't even relate to From. We'll start just talking about other stuff in the stream, and sometimes people will
Nice.
even share their own personal experiences, things that they're
Mhm.
struggling with, and
Mhm. Mhm.
we can empathize with each other. And I think that a lot of people in the From
Mhm.
Only fandom are. It seems like a lot of people are struggling. It
Yep.
seems like people who are struggling in their lives and feel trapped gravitate toward this show because that's how the people in the show feel. So it's amazing how many people I talk to when I share my difficulties in my life, they
Mhm.
also have their own serious problems. And so, we can empathize and feel less alone as a group. And so it becomes more than just about a TV show. It's much more than
Mhm.
that. I think
Mhm.
that's why the Frumily term is so accurate, because we're just there for each other
Mhm.
in the Discord. We have sharing sessions, sometimes even in the lives.
Very
You know,
nice.
it's a special
Speaking of
thing. I'm
Discord,
really
if you
grateful
want
to
to
have
add
found.
yours to the chat so I can post that, that would be fantastic. Um,
But very
Go ahead.
quickly, thank you for sharing that, and thank you for making yourself available to us and to those, out there who find your channel not only entertaining but helpful in that manner. So thank
It's
you.
very entertaining. Um,
No
yeah,
problem.
yeah, um, yeah. This is one of those moments where I forgot what I was about to say.
We're going to talk about From. We're about to get into it now.
Oh, yeah. Before we get into that, so I do the same thing. Um, probably for the same reasons. Like I don't care.
Mhm.
Like I just like making people laugh, which is why I started this channel. Well, that and um, I think Star Wars and Endgame, but mostly to make people laugh. And I don't want people come on here every now and then and they'll give us $3 or $5, and I would just rather them not. You have to pay enough stuff in your everyday life. Shit is expensive, and I don't want anybody coming here with political affiliations or anger or malice or any of that stuff. I just want you to come and relax and talk about your favorite shows as if you were
Mhm.
talking to your best friend, and let that be that. So yeah. Speaking of which, without further ado, let's get into your show.
Get into it.
Right? I've never heard anyone break down this show the way that you have, and it's been pretty eye opening. Made me a subscriber instantly. What did you think of season 3? Did it give you any of the answers that you were looking for?
Oh yeah. I was so happy with the way it turned out. I mean, we all had our criticisms. Obviously, we're not going to love everything about a show just because you're a fan of it, but going into it, I was worried because I thought season 2 was good, but there was a lot of stuff that seemed very random, like they didn't know what they were doing. It
Mm-hmm.
was making me nervous. Like, do they have a plan? Do they know where they're going with this? And now, after seeing season 3, I'm completely convinced they did have a plan the whole time. I see now season 2 was really a setup season for season 3. It set
Mhm.
up even season 1, but season 1 was just phenomenal as a standalone. But
Mhm.
like season 3, it gave us so many answers, and I think that all of the major developments were set up going way back to the beginning now. You've had, the rebirth of Smiley, that whole thing was orchestrated and set up throughout season 2, looking back on it now. It just wasn't clear at the time what was happening. And the death of Jim, it was foreshadowed from the start. I'm going back and watching season 1. That was foreshadowed. I'm convinced they planned that from the beginning. And
So can
you know,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, no,
Can
no, go
you
ahead.
what was foreshadowed? Like what did you see that is giving you that insight? Because I clearly missed it.
Well, I obsess over the show, so it's something that I really like hone in on to an extent that a lot of people don't. Like, there are a lot of shows where I watch it and I'm just like, I'll forget people's names. I'm not zeroing in on it, but this one, I'm looking at
Mhm.
every single detail, dissecting it because I'm that crazy over this show. And so the foreshadowing, I'm one of the crazies. So, but the foreshadowing of Jim's death, I went back and watched episode 1,
Mhm.
and even in that episode, they give you subtle hints. Like, there's a scene where Boyd is actually, well, not Boyd, Father Kotri is talking at the funeral for Lauren
Mhm.
and Megan, the little girl that died. And as he's saying ashes to ashes, dust to dust, while you hear that voiceover being said, Jim is walking out of the RV and you see Jim walking towards the funeral.
Mhm.
They planned that from the beginning. The whole thing in the RV with Julie and Ethan talking about Norman, the little finger puppet, I think
Right.
that was foreshadowing too, because Julie had like little Norman, the finger puppet, die, and Ethan says, "Mom, Julie killed Norman. Bring him back, Julie." Julie says, "No, when you're dead, you're gone."
Mhm.
And sometimes life is hard, kid. She also said when she was pretending Norman was dying, the monster's claws went too deep. So I think it was foreshadowing Jim's death. He was
Mhm.
killed by a man with claws who ripped
Yep.
open his neck, and
Yeah.
Terribly.
Julie Julie is now on a quest to bring him back. Future
Mhm.
Julie showed up. She's literally doing what Ethan was wanting her to do for the finger puppet, pretending. She's going to
Mhm.
try to bring Jim back. She's coming back in time, showing up, trying to save him.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I think that it was foreshadowing that. Now, that's still up for debate. Like, some people might disagree, but I think it was foreshadowing that.
Mhm.
And then the last piece of foreshadowing is Tabitha's dream, episode 9 of season 1. She's going up the lighthouse tower and she
Right.
sees
Yeah.
him hanging upside down. He opens his mouth, and instead of a scream, the RV horn comes out. That
Right.
he ends up dying near the RV. So I think that was foreshadowing his death too. It's just not literal. It's
Right.
symbolic because he wasn't hanging
Gotcha.
upside down. Yeah.
Right.
Like I don't think Jim is dead. I think um I mean you should probably not listen to me because everything that I said was absolutely wrong. I mean you were dead on about a few things, and I even said so in the in one of my breakdowns, but you were hitting things on the nose, and I think everything. Yep, yeah, everything I chose was incorrect. Everything was wrong. I don't think I got a single thing right. So I'm gonna swing for the fences here, and I'm gonna say that Julie, right? Drum roll. Julie is the reason they keep coming back here because she keeps trying to reverse her father's death again. Probably way off.
Really.
I mean, that's my guess, but again, I haven't been right
I
once.
never even considered that.
Yeah, but that still doesn't
That's
explain
an
how they got
interesting
here in the
theory,
first
though.
place. Except for the part of how they got here in the first place, it wouldn't explain that,
It
and or the old man.
well, you just said it. It does explain it in full, though.
Sorry
Get
about that.
you. Careful.
Oh, she said my mic is low. Let me know. Is my mic? How's that? Is everybody? Is that good now?
Yeah, Asia said mine was
That's
low too.
better. That's much
Okay.
better.
Asia said mine was low too.
All right. Cool.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you. Yep.
So what do you think um is in store for season 4? Like, what do you think Jim comes back? Do you think that Elgin, who I love saying his name, do you think Elgin is gone, or do you think he comes back?
I think that Elgin is gonna be alive. Right now he's just, he was twitching, he was severely injured, but I think he'll survive. But yeah, never be the same again. He'll be wearing an
Mhm.
eye patch now. He'll have to take Clara's eye patch. Uh, but but Jim, I don't think Julie's gonna be able to bring Jim back. I think that what will happen is she'll try
Mhm.
again, but in the process, it won't be useless because I think that Ethan told her that when you're story walking, you can only
Mhm.
visit chapters, but you can't change them. I
Right.
think that she'll learn things that will actually be useful. She'll be able to visit different moments and maybe
Mhm.
learn some information that she can pass along to help
Right.
them in the present.
That's what I was
That's
thinking too.
yeah.
So, do you think so? Thinking about what the two of you are saying now, like if I think about it, then it's yes, like she'll get little bits of information from this, individual, and then from this individual, and like kind of finally start to lump stuff together, as he keeps saying nobody talks to each other, so no one's able to put all the pieces together. um, but do you think, like, initially, because she's going to be more focused on trying to save Jim, like it'll cause other problems to like kick off in Fromville. Like it'll cause other situations to occur.
I could totally see that happening.
Mhm.
She may unintentionally cause problems by being there. We might even find out that she's already affected something that we don't even know about, other than the fact that she threw Boyd the rope.
Right.
You know, so it's interesting going back and watching the show now, wondering, okay, is there anything she could have done? Is she gonna pop up in the background and we see her like one of the extras wearing a bob haircut? It's
Right.
interesting because you never know. There could be something she already affected. But I do think that yeah, she could possibly do some damage by
Mhm.
causing that, you know, by visiting these different moments. But yeah, I don't think that they're gonna go with the model of time travel where she can just bring people back from the dead, because that it's messy. It's just it's different than what we already saw with the rope. Yes, it
Right.
looked like she saved Boyd, but she was always meant to do that. It was a
Right.
closed loop. She was always meant to throw him that rope, and then paradoxically, he goes
Right.
on and saves her when she's in the dungeon. So it's like they saved each
Mhm.
other in an endless loop. She
Right.
wouldn't have been able to throw him the rope if he hadn't saved her from the dungeon. He wouldn't have been
Exactly.
able to save her from the dungeon if she hadn't thrown the rope. It makes your head hurt when you try to
Right.
like wrap
So
your
what
head
came
around.
first, the chicken or the egg, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's yeah. Um, I mean, what did you think of this last season?
I loved it. I loved it. Like other than, the issues with Ellis, um like
Dummy.
he just got a little boring. It felt like in the
That's how I felt about Jim and his whole family.
well, Jim, he's supposed to be the antagonist, right? For whatever reason, I don't know why they made him the antagonist, but everybody started to dislike him. And maybe it was just to make his character easier to kill. To
That whole
kill.
goddamn family was toxic. I just wanted them to just go away. Like no one. I mean, I didn't want him to go away. But now that Jim is gone, gone. I mean, I kind of miss him a little bit because he wasn't a bad dude. He just, they just treated him poorly. His daughter
mm.
just kept talking trash. His wife hated him.
Right. Well, you know.
It's probably best that he's gone because she didn't remember now that she used to be with Jade or Christopher. So now what?
So she was just gonna be like, oh right, we were supposed to get a divorce. Jade, come on and move in.
Every
What?
time, it would be bad if he was still
Oh
alive. And
my.
every time she left the house, I'd be like, "Where you been? Let me catch you at Jade's house. It's
Terrible.
on and popping." Um, yeah. So I enjoyed the final season. I didn't think we were going to get any answers. We did.
We got a lot.
I didn't really. I don't know. I thought Elgin's reasoning just kind of I don't know. It just seemed like a bit of a stretch for Elgin to go as far as he did to completely turn on the people that he had come to care about for Kimono Lady. It didn't seem like it was him. And I know he was all in, like he completely fell for what she was selling him, hook, line, and sinker. But to the point where he's not telling even his closest friends.
He
I mean,
didn't
Yeah.
have closest friends. He knew no, right?
Yeah.
Julie, like he didn't know anyone there.
he
I
knew
mean,
he hung out with Julie. He smoked pot with Julie. They was like brother and sister after that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he did make that one friend. Other than that, he spent season two just sitting by himself, staring into space or
yeah.
sleeping. You
I
know,
mean, the only other person that he was cool with was Tilly. They killed her, and
yep, yep.
so
Well, before we
yeah.
go any further, I want to say hello to some of the people who are in the comment section. Saggy
Hey
Star, how
guys,
are you doing? Mackie Velez,
thanks for joining.
it's good to see you. Dieter is a rock star as well. I see him all the time. Every time I go into your chat,
Oh yeah,
he's a good dude. Good
he's
dude.
terrific. Yeah, he's the best. And
Simone,
and it's
good to
like
see you.
it's very early in the morning where he is too, and he's still here. It's
Oh,
he's 7 hours ahead of us, right? So
oh,
it's he got up really early to do this.
thanks for
Yeah.
Yeah,
joining.
Dieter, man, thank you, my friend. You're awesome too, bro. So
Yeah.
All right. He says the radio tower made him too important. I
Made who, Jim?
I think so. Yeah.
But if well, I can agree. I agree and disagree. I agree in that he and Jade were able to figure it out and make the the tower. But after it was destroyed in the storm, he didn't contribute anything else really. I mean, the only other thing that he contributed was in this season where he was able to figure out the numbers were music notes.
And that got him killed. Like,
Right. Right.
like, yeah, good job, Jim. Yeah, that's the thanks he gets for figuring it out. Yeah, it literally it summoned those kids. He gave them that knowledge, and the knowledge came at the cost of his life. So that's
Exactly.
he got a raw
I
deal.
there'd been no. If it had been me, we'd have been stuck there forever. Because ain't no way in hell I'd have figured out any of that mess. Y'all see them numbers in them bottles on that tree? I have no idea what that means. I guess we're not leaving because I never figured out that that was a song. But I guess they had the previous memories to fall back on to understand what exactly was in
Well,
the
no.
bottles. Yeah,
No.
yeah.
No. Jim didn't have the previous memories. He
Jim.
was the one that figured out the notes.
Not Jim. Well, yeah.
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 Oh, you mean the song and put the notes in order?
Yes.
Yeah. Jade was able to do that.
Well, Jade and well, no, it was Jade.
Yeah,
after
he played the violin.
Yeah.
hmm
So I don't know. The gentleman in yellow who took Jim's life. Simone says Jim can't catch a break. No, he cannot. Not from anybody, right? He's getting yelled at by his wife, by his children. They doing whatever they want to do, right?
Yep.
Jim just out there walking around all by himself, getting yelled. He even got yelled at by Henry, and Henry just got there. Henry been there 15 minutes, and he's already yelling at Jim, telling him to listen to his wife. But yeah. Do you think is the gentleman in yellow who took Jim's life? Is he the guy that the gentleman who was in chains in the
In the dungeon.
dungeon?
In the tower, or
Right?
not
Yeah.
the
Was
tower.
he referring to him when
Well.
he told Boyd that he has to leave? He'll be back soon. Is that the person he was talking about? Do you think?
I think so. That was a hotly debated thing, whether or not Martin said he'll be back soon or they'll be back soon. And then so we looked at a lot of fans thought it was he, some people thought it was they, and then the closed captions, I believe the closed captions say they'll be
Oh.
back soon. So
I heard
don't
it as
know.
he.
Yeah. So it's like,
Yeah.
so if it's plural, if it's they'll be back soon,
hmm
then
Honestly,
honestly, I don't think anybody was coming. I think that the only thing that came are those worms. As soon as the music box stopped, nobody showed up. He said, "You gotta leave before the music stops." Well, it stopped. Nobody showed up. Instead, that's the moment when Martin infected Boyd with the worms. I
The
feel like
skin, right?
he was
Yeah.
talking about the worms, if anything, or just lying. But yeah, but I do think that the man in yellow is, our closest thing to the big bad as we're going to get right now. He's either the big bad or he's working under the big bad. But
Right.
it's clear that he's upper management, at least in that.
I like
People
that upper management.
Now, do you
monster.
think he was the guy on the phone that called Jim?
yeah,
He
I
told
think
him. He said, "I tried to warn you."
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Tried to warn you. Even though that voice didn't sound like him and it had like a
Yeah.
southern twang to it,
Right.
I think he could just change his voice. I actually think he actually
Like a mimic or
created the
something?
fake Thomas voice on the phone too. I think he could just whatever the
That's
big bad
right.
is, it can create voices. So I think it was the man in yellow, definitely.
Cool.
Yep.
I think I would have tried to at least trick him into telling me what this place is before you
Before you rip my
take
throat out?
Listen. What is this place? What is this? You know what I'm saying? Just tell me. Just tell me before I go. I need to know. Like, what is this? You wouldn't ask?
Seriously.
What benefit is that going to do for me?
I've been here all this time. Okay, this mystery has been on my mind. I'm dying anyway. So just tell me. Whisper in my ear if you have to. But I need to know how we got here, what this place is. Right? I won't tell anybody. I promise.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that would be a common courtesy to extend
A
before you rip his
comic.
throat out. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Right? I feel like he would have. He seemed to have like a comedy
Like
side to him. Just
he's cool enough to he'll tell you,
had a
right? Yeah?
smile on his face. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay. Okay.
I don't know. It's the
All
least Jim could have done. He failed on the way out. Thanks, Jim.
right.
right.
um, I mean, who are your favorite characters? I know who mine are, but I want to hear who you like most. I know Jade is one.
Mhm.
Oh yes.
Well, Jade's smart.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, I know. But
yeah.
he's
Her whole crew
yeah.
loves Jade.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
somebody even in her thing thinks he's hot.
he is
So
cute.
all right, here you go.
He's not terrible to look at.
All right.
Okay, just saying.
Season 1 Jade was definitely hot
Mm,
until he turned into Sasquatch Jade. He was definitely hot. I'd even take him
Sasquatch
like
Jade.
this. I think Sasquatch Jade. But yeah, I love Jade. Definitely my favorite character. He's not just comic relief like some people
mhm.
say. He's really not. He's also an incredible actor. He has the whole range. He can do deep emotional scenes. He had that scene with Tan Shen where he said they come with you and you go, speaking about
Mhm.
his grandma who passed when
Mhm.
he was 12. It showed how much depth he actually has. And I think this season he showed the range of his acting ability even more. His descent into madness in season 2 and season 3,
Mhm.
he's losing his mind trying to figure this
Mhm.
out. I,
Mhm.
I just love that about him. I also love Boyd, that he'd be my second favorite. I mean, how can you not love Boyd? Everybody loves Boyd. I haven't heard of many people that don't. And he's just Harold is a world class actor. He just kills it. There's nothing better than pissed off Boyd. I love it every time
Yeah.
he I love it when he blows up at someone. Like even the monster when it pointed the gun at her head, she pointed a
Mhm.
fake gun at her head with her finger. His reaction, he's just like he was just absolutely brilliant in every scene
Mhm.
like that season, and I can't get enough of him.
I
And then
feel
other
like
than
when
that,
he blows up and he gets angry, it feels so genuine.
it
Like
does.
you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'd probably say that too.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. It's fantastic. And his reaction when they wouldn't listen to him about going through the tree and
Mhm.
Dale goes through, he makes that speech. He's like, "All right, who's next? Who's next?"
Right.
Eh, You know, I'm trying to keep you guys safe. I was so with him on that.
Mhm.
He's underappreciated. They
Mhm.
don't want to listen, and then when something goes wrong, they all go running to Daddy
First
Boyd to
one.
help
Yep.
him. Like, it's
Yeah,
frustrating.
I completely agree. I completely
And
agree. I think
Donna's great too. I like Donna too.
yeah,
I love Donna, yeah.
Donna's cool. I don't know.
That's all she gets is just she's cool.
Well, she doesn't. I mean, her basically her role is to put her hands in the pocket and yell at Boyd. Tell him.
But
Yeah.
she keeps but that's a good dynamic. It's almost like a married couple without the marriage, right? When she sees that he's going a little too far afield or when he sees that she's losing it, they kind of bring each other back into, they center each other, they ground each other, and that's good. Or else, the
Yeah.
rest of the town would be going absolutely Looney Tunes.
Melba also says Boyd and Donna. I tell you, Jade has started to like.
I really like, and that scene, Julie, that you just talked about with Kenny's mom. Like, I completely forgot about that scene, but as soon as you mentioned it, I absolutely remembered it because I did not expect that from him because he was
Mhm.
so self-concerned, you know what I mean? And just knew that he was going to get everybody out in a matter of minutes or whatever. But when he was able to um, go to that moment, I absolutely did not expect that from him. And it was a scene that was done very well.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Two things that I think got me. This show, first of all, it could take me like the last few episodes. It took me probably an hour and a half to an hour 45 minutes to watch um, the episode because some of those some of those areas of dialogue, like where I don't think it was the last episode. I think it was when it was right before it was right after the diner scene, and Ellis went to Boyd or went to his father and told him, we need to do something. And then Boyd was trying to convince him, tell him, who should we pick? Who should we pick first? Who should we send out to die? That whole scene was to me was very very good. Watching Boyd trying to, start a sentence, get upset, and then stop talking. That's like his thing for me. And I think that the thing that endeared me to Jade is the way he thinks about things, the way things are set up for him. When he explained to Henry about what it was like to be Victor and be stuck in this place, and he told him, what
Mm-hmm.
he said, he said Victor is Tarzan,
Yep.
and you're the asshole that's um, trying to teach him or upset at him because he doesn't know how to use a fork.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I thought that was a brilliant line. I really liked that. I think I rewound that like 4 or 5 times. That was
Hmm.
just really good. The writing for the show
Mm-hmm.
is very, very good. And when you think about it, they're not doing anything. Like, as a matter of fact, there are a lot of episodes where the monsters weren't even in it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's just
Um,
the rest of them.
yeah, it's just them walking around town
Mm-hmm. Trying to get through. Yep.
figuring
Mm-hmm.
stuff out. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you did have the Fatima stuff, but for basically nobody else was doing anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were just
They
hanging
were
out, and it was
collected. They were
still
collecting food from the new from the new spot.
it was still great, great TV, great
Mm-hmm.
to watch. Like, you still were looking forward to like the next thing,
Mm-hmm.
and to me that symbolizes great writing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Because if
yeah.
they're not going anywhere and you're stuck in the same spot, and you can continue to pique my interest
Yep.
and have me wanting to watch, and nothing is happening, that's pretty good.
Yep.
So
Absolutely. Yeah. And that was fantastic. That's a great example of how Jade actually can empathize with people, and he does have that ability. He might seem insensitive to other people, but
Mm-hmm.
he understands how they tick. He understands that he said Victor isn't broken. He has been
Mm-hmm.
shaped by this place. And
Right.
and this is just how he is now. So, his father just needs to accept that and not try to fix him. What that was such great advice.
mhm,
And so it's like, even though he's clearly got serious issues with like the way that he communicates, at least he's aware of it. He's even said, I don't know how to talk to people. And
Mm-hmm.
yet we've seen growth since he said that in season 1. He wasn't able to talk to people on that level like he talked to Henry in season 1.
right,
Right.
Look at how his character has grown by being in
yeah,
this place. I feel like he's grown by leaps and bounds in terms of how he can empathize with
yeah. He's
others.
I
humbled
feel like
himself.
well,
He started out as a
no,
smug kind of douche, and then he turned into a real.
she,
Well,
she wasn't
he's
talking
still kind
about.
of.
She wasn't talking about Jade.
Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. Sorry.
Um, jeez, Louise. I think that I think that I think that's because Julie and Tabitha and Sarah won't leave Victor alone, right? Like they keep interacting with him, which is how he was able to get to what you see now. Um, so
Melba brings up a great point. She
okay.
says, they need to have meetings. Yeah, they do need to have meetings because think about how quick Jim popped out that oh these aren't lines of music like 12 or something he said. I don't know anything about
Yeah.
music, so and and Jade is like, oh my god, like even when Boyd told him about the second tree, all of this could have been figured out, you know.
It's called town halls they need to have on a regular basis, and they're not doing that.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't even have to
yeah.
do that. You just go by somebody's house like, hey, guess what happened to me today? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I saw this lady in kimono. She's been telling me to
No.
do horrible things to your daughter-in-law. That's it. That's all I wanted to tell you. Well, see you tomorrow.
What?
Yeah, that's
Oh, and you think that that's how that conversation is going to end?
just saying. Like a
Oh,
lot of this
okay.
stuff could have been fixed. They could have figured it out earlier. That's
Okay.
all I'm saying.
All right.
Julie, do you have a favorite episode?
Oh, let's see. Well, for season 3, I would have to say the finale was the best. I thought it was
Mhm.
absolutely phenomenal. I know not everyone agrees with me. A lot of people think that the premiere episode and the second episode with Tian Shen's funeral were the best, but I don't know. I was so thrilled with the way they executed the finale. I got so many answers. I never thought that they would give
Mhm.
so many answers, like confirming reincarnation, not letting us continue to debate that for the next year and a half, actually giving
Mhm.
us a solid answer that yes, Tabitha, not only did they confirm reincarnation, but they settled the debate as to whether Tabitha is Miranda or Eloise once and for all. She is Miranda.
Mhm.
I was so pleased to finally get answers, and also the origin of the monsters, like actually finding out that they used to be human, that they were promised immortality. I found that really interesting, and so I was excited with that, and just the pacing of it, the way that they figured out the music notes. It was just so well done, and right up to the end with the man in yellow, like it's enough to keep us talking easily for the next year and a half until it comes
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
And just so I understand, because I'm kind of slow,
Go
and I'll
ahead.
let you have it. The parents sacrifice their children.
So that they can live forever.
Is
Yes.
that? Oh
Yeah.
my god,
Yeah. Isn't that insane?
they are terrible people,
It doesn't get
Well,
worse
they're
than that.
living forever.
huh?
They are living forever. I don't think that they were told what
I
it
would,
would entail,
do
but
you know, if I found that out, I would give them a stern talking through the window at night. Look
mm,
what you did, huh? You deserve everything you got. You guys are terrible. And then close the blinds on them and just walk away.
seriously?
It's
So you're gonna taunt them through the
there's so many people just gave up their children. You see how many people are out there?
yeah.
Right?
Just I don't
It's
know.
so
It's
messed
just
up.
it's odd.
So Julie, two questions. One, so I recall Fatima making the statement after she had the Smiley, after she gave birth to Smiley, about them sacrificing the kids. I vaguely recall that being mentioned in a prior episode. I can't remember if it was in season 2.
Mhm.
Um, do you remember? And I guess the second question kind of piggybacks off of that. I don't remember Fatima getting that information during her giving birth. Like, did you see, or do you remember how she got that information? I must have missed it. I don't remember her.
What information?
About, so when Ellis and Boyd came in after she birthed Smiley, she made the statement about them sacrificing the children so that they could live forever. But I don't remember
Mhm.
her obtaining that information in any fashion.
She didn't. So this was the confusing thing about it. We didn't actually see her receive that information or a vision or anything like that. It was after she had the smiley baby. She she actually just told Ellis, she said, I
Right,
saw them, I saw what they are. They sacrificed their children so they could live forever because it promised them they could live forever, is what she said. And we don't know what it
right.
is that promised her that. But so the way that I try to understand that is I don't think anyone actually told her. I don't think the kimono lady paused when she was walking off with the pod and like, "Oh, hey, by the way, the monsters used to be human, and because it promised them they could live forever." I think she must have somehow gotten that knowledge transmitted to her by carrying that thing and delivering it. And
Mm,
as she was delivering it, that epiphany must have come upon her. I think that personally, if I'm being honest, they could have portrayed that more effectively. I think they should have
mm-hmm.
given us a vision, give us a little flashback to show the monsters when they were human and just give us something. But
Right.
I guess they don't want to reveal what promised them they could live forever, but they
Mm-hmm.
could have shown us something because that was
Mm-hmm.
exposition when it would have been better to see something and it was
Right.
confusing.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You got any other questions?
I don't. I don't. They not at the moment. That won't mean something won't pop up here in the future.
The show is awesome, but also aggravating. Like it'll make you press pause in the middle of it. Let me see how much time is left because there's no way they're gonna answer this question in six
I do
minutes.
that too. Yep, I do the same thing. I'm like, they gotta give us something. But I was so glad the last episode of season 3, they gave us so much information. Like you literally, it was like almost downloading
They
information.
did, but they replaced each mystery with another one.
Right, to make you come back next
I was
season.
coming back anyway. Now we supposed to be knocking these mysteries down, not adding to them. But it's still good. Like I love the series. I hope Jim comes back. I didn't think I was gonna miss him, but I miss Jim. He's a
Oh,
nice guy.
oh, you got a soft heart for Jim.
He's a nice guy. He don't deserve the hate that he gets, man, from anybody. You know.
It's a
So
lot. It's excessive. I didn't really understand the excessive level of Jim hate. I don't like him. I didn't like him as a character because of
I
his
don't like him
anger
as a character.
issues, the way he hauled
Mhm.
Victor out of the diner in season 1.
Mhm.
yeah, and the way he
Just
gripped up his wife in the last
Mhm.
episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
He needs anger management, clearly,
Right. Yep.
He
Mhm.
Hashtag
needed
me
more.
too.
Mhm.
Hashtag time's up, Jim.
You're so stupid.
Hashtag time's up.
But I felt bad for him in the end. He didn't deserve what he got. He really didn't. That was a
He
raw
deserved a
deal.
softer death.
He
One
didn't
less.
deserve any death at all. That was just crazy. Like the
Yeah.
guy tells him, "I tried to warn you. You tried to warn him." He warned him that his wife shouldn't be digging that hole too late. By the time he got there, Tabitha was already in the cave. The house ends up falling on
Mm.
Jim. Like he
Mhm.
just can't win. I mean,
No.
No.
Yeah.
and then he undergoes all this character growth. He listens to Henry to shut the F up and listen to his wife. He
Yep.
he doesn't invalidate her feelings. He goes against his better judgment. He knew that song might be bad news. He went out there anyway to support his wife. And what does he get for his trouble? He gets his throat slashed. Like so I never thought I would say it, but justice for Jim. I feel bad for the
Oh.
He's probably doing it to take pity on him. He was like, "Look, this is for you, man. Like, I know you don't seem like it, but this. I'm doing this for you because
yeah.
your life is terrible right now."
Otherwise, you know what was going to happen? It would be like the weirdest sitcom ever. My Three Husbands. Tabitha
Oh.
with Henry, Jade, and Jim. What kind of cozy family that would be.
I'd have probably told him, "Listen, your life is way worse than this place. Okay, it's so much worse
Wow.
than Fromville.
Wow.
Right? We should come to your life. It's where it was where we should be bringing people to your life. That's how bad your life is. This has got nothing
That's
on how you get
terrible.
treated. So, all right. So we're gonna switch gears for a minute. And we're gonna talk about another show. Are you cool with that?
Absolutely, yeah. Whatever you want to
We're
talk
gonna talk
about.
about a new show that just came out called
Earth bites.
Earth Abides. Has anyone seen this show? You can just
So
go ahead and let me know in the comment section.
I just watched the first episode.
There's only one out.
Yeah, I just watched it earlier today, and I thought the main actor he was really good. He was that was a powerful performance. I was very very impressed with him. It was God, like some of the most existential dread I've ever seen in a show. Wow, it's heavy. It's a heavy show, and it hits hard with this topic of a pandemic after what we went through with COVID. Just thinking about what could have been if it had turned out like this. It's heavy.
Yeah. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I didn't hear a lot about this show. Well, you go. You go ahead and
Well,
talk about
I
it.
only saw it on the. I didn't see anything else other than the preview on the final episode of From, and I was like, well, this looks like it's interesting, so I picked up to watch it. I thought it was good. I liked him as Bjorn in Vikings, so I just knew that he was going to be able to pull off another role. And so far so good. I think he's doing well in this role. I mean, I don't think I'd be able to cut my own hand to suck out some snake snake venom,
It
but
clearly didn't do any good. It clearly did
Yeah.
no good. So, some people want to know where you can watch that. It's on MGM Plus. I got it through
Sundays at
Amazon.
9.
I got it through Amazon, which is a good thing because all these shows keep coming on all these obscure, um,
Networks.
yeah. And I'm before I know it, I done spent $1,500 on all these sites, and I forgot which ones I signed up for this show. So it's pretty good. I was not expecting the show to be what it was because I had heard no buzz about it, and
Yeah,
as a matter of fact, you
right.
were the first one to tell me about it,
Mm.
and I was like, "This is about to be ass," but I'm gonna watch it anyway.
You guys.
This is about to be some booty, but I don't want to watch. I'm gonna go ahead and watch it anyway, and I was absolutely wrong. You know, especially when it came to the for those of you who have not seen it and don't know what it's about, it is a show about
The end of the world.
basically Armageddon. Guy wakes up and he is thrust into a world where almost everyone is gone, dead, and they died from a a, a super
Well, they haven't
super
said,
spreading No, he said it was pandemic.
but not like you don't know what kind of pandemic it is.
Well, ain't nobody gonna be around to tell them. So it's just it was some kind of super disease that or virus that killed everybody all at once. And the only people who are left are people who are immune, and it's they're not that many. So
So far. I need to know how he was okay um with just burying his parents and not.
that had to be tough. What do you think, Julie?
That was really brutal to see that.
Mhm.
I mean, when he discovered his parents' bodies, wow,
Mhm.
it was intense. I just like I wouldn't be able to handle like the
I
way that
wouldn't.
I couldn't do that. Yeah,
I
like
wouldn't either. And when the shovel broke, and you like saw the frustration, like I would have felt exactly the same because he was as quickly as he was like trying to open up this hole to put his parents in or whatever. I think obviously the anger that he felt in that moment is what caused the shovel to break. But I kind of giggled. I'm not gonna lie, but that was I would be in the same boat as him. Um, did anybody who happened to see this question the same scene that I did, Julia? I hope that you did because I feel like we are sisters at this point. Why did he park so far away from the store?
I don't know. Like I thought that was so weird. I don't know
I'm
why he
like,
did that. Like,
He didn't
you're
want
the
anybody to hit his car.
you're the
right?
Um,
Yeah.
I think the show hooked me when he went inside the casino. That's when he got me. So for those of you who have not seen it, I'm gonna set the scene. There, he's all by himself, and then all of a sudden, he's walking around naked,
in
and
the casino
yeah,
drinking
in the
top
casino because
shelf. By the
he
way,
thinks he's the last person alive, and then he,
Yeah.
he then he finds out that there are two people who are in the
hmm
casino who are living their best life,
hmm
but the woman I forget what her name is. She watched her children and her husband, I think.
so the woman's name was Anne and the man's name was Milton.
Very good, good pull by you. I'm proud of you.
Hmm
It's my sister, everyone. She watched her children and her husband pass away on Zoom.
hmm
Oh,
It
yeah.
happened right in front of her, and she couldn't do a thing about it. She was away on business.
She was away on business on a whole on a uh uh, uh what's it called, the wholeness, the essential, like your
Like holistic.
holistic, yes, thank you,
Yeah.
wholeness, holistic, on a holistic trip, for earth, medicines, or whatever like that. So she thought it was ironic that she was away for that and her entire family is back home, unfortunately passing away from this, whatever it is.
Leslie said, "Is it the guy from Hunger Games?" Yes, it is the guy from Hunger Games and Bad Boys, the last Bad Boys. Um,
Mhm.
he's been some other stuff too. I think maybe he was in. I don't know if he was in Vikings. Anyway,
Who?
but he's very good.
Ish. The main
Yeah,
character? Yeah, he was in Vikings.
but
Bjorn.
he's very good in this. But again, the lady struggled trying to figure out. She basically wanted to die. She didn't want to.
She did die.
Yeah, she didn't want to live anymore without her kids. I don't
Mhm.
understand her wanting to like have sex with the
She
dude though.
wanted
Like,
a last hurrah.
but your husband and kids just died. They just died. Like
Yeah.
today's Tuesday. They died Monday morning, and
No,
you.
no, no. No. If you heard, so remember when he was sick with the snake bite,
Oh, he
there
was
was
down
this,
3 weeks.
that's right, he was gone for 3 weeks.
Still. I'm not. I don't think
I mean,
3 weeks out.
no, but
I'm not. I'm not.
she wanted to, you know.
Yeah, I'm not going to Pound Town 3 weeks after my significant other passes on. I'm not doing that.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? I
Seriously.
felt that was weird.
That'd be the last thing on my
Milton was
mind.
probably like, seriously though? I've
Yeah,
been here all this time.
there wasn't a whole lot to this episode.
There
I mean,
wasn't.
what'd you think, Julie?
I mean, you have that little end piece. But go ahead, Julie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was. There wasn't a lot. It was really like just kind of setting the stage. Like
Mhm.
looking at all these abandoned places, and
Mhm.
just kind of taking in the gravity of seeing like all these aerial views of empty streets, and
Mhm.
going in these places that are deserted, seeing bodies just laying everywhere. Like it was, the visuals were intense. Like bodies
Yeah.
hanging out of cars, just died right
Right.
there.
Which
Yeah.
makes me wonder like what this was that like is it quick, fast moving, or is it something that is gradual and like
I mean,
I'm hoping that we get that.
I'm not gonna try and sound like a scientist right now, but I would think it would be airborne to kill everyone in a span of three
If
weeks.
it was airborne though, then d- with the individuals that are deceased, is it no longer active because he was in the church with all those
He's
dead people?
he's
He was.
immune. He's immune, just like everybody else.
Oh,
They're immune.
okay.
Um, yeah.
Well, he wouldn't know that.
Uh,
But so Julie and to all of our current 20 or so viewers, would you all watch the second episode? Did you find it interesting? They have that last scene where there's smoke coming out of a chimney. So,
yeah. Just me says when he drives away from the casino, she was crying a little bit. I mean, I didn't cry yet, but I felt some kind of way too.
well, he was crying because he heard the gunshots.
No, he didn't cry. I'm just saying, just me
Oh, oh,
cried, not
oh,
not the character.
oh, sorry.
Yeah, she called it quits early. She called it quits early. She went down, but again, there wasn't a whole lot to speak on as far as this episode.
Not yet, yeah.
Like Julie said, they're just setting it up.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean, I'm gonna ask you guys. Actually, before we do that one, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Please go to Julie's page. She's an amazing YouTuber. Please go check her out and um, watch one of her streams. Watch
That's
watch
right.
a few of her streams. She's very in depth when she covers from. She is committed to that show, and she's
Mhm.
probably the best YouTuber I've seen when it comes to covering that show. So go check
Aw,
her out. She's awesome,
Mhm. Share
and
the love.
yeah, yeah,
thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And
of course,
I'm
you're
trying
amazing.
to branch out, and like it's hard to get my head out of the From zone, but I'm trying to like get back into, okay, I am going to cover other things. I want to do some Silo stuff. I'm
Oh,
going to
cool.
start covering Severance and doing a Severance rewatch. But From is my heart. Like that's always going to be my number one for
All right,
sure.
Okay.
well, that's cool. You ready to go to the next thing?
Yep. You want to do Silo or Dune?
Well, Julie, I think Julie's seen Silo. You seen Silo, Julie?
Yes, I watch
Okay,
Silo.
well, Silo it is.
All right. Silo Fridays on Apple. And Julie, do you want to get us started on this one, or shall
Sure.
we take it away?
Yeah. So Silo, it's definitely like my number three. Like From is my number one show, Severance number two, Silo is my number three favorite show out there right now, and
Mhm.
I think they're doing a good job so far with season two. I was not happy with the premiere episode. I just felt like it was too slow.
Mm.
Um, just the entire thing being, Juliet MacGyvering her way through the empty silo, and it was just like, okay, is this all we're gonna get in one episode? So I was worried because I
Mhm.
loved season 1, but then they definitely picked it back up with episodes 2 and 3. It was such an improvement, like
Right.
100%. I enjoyed it. I think they're things are getting really interesting now. We're seeing how a rebellion can actually start. We're seeing
Mhm.
the beginnings of it and the implications of what it could mean with that. I mean, I will say there were parts of episode 1 that were important to see, like seeing that visual of the aerial view of all of those skeletons. This is
Mhm.
Yeah.
what happens when you have a rebellion, and it's still making me wonder, like, what I still want to know what the hell is wrong with this world that they can't even be out there, and why not
Right.
just tell everybody what it is instead of lying
Yeah.
to them?
Yes. I
Just
said
tell
the
everybody.
same thing, Julie. I said the same exact thing. The same thing. I was saying to myself, you want to go outside? Go ahead. Just go outside. When you see what it's like out there, you can bring your ass back in here and everybody, you can kill this rebellion. Okay? There's nothing outside. There's no
Right.
food. There's no
But
water.
they do that. They send people out.
I
They
don't.
send they
No, but they kill them.
right. Well, whoever you're going to send out there is going to die anyway.
Right,
So.
but it just doesn't make sense. Like they're trying to quell this rebellion by
Mhm.
lying to people when you could
Mhm.
just say, "Hey, look, listen, we're gonna allow 3 or 4 of you to go outside with a suit, right? And we're gonna use real tape this time because the tape we got gonna kill you. But we're gonna
Yes.
let you go outside, right? Take a camera with you, and we're gonna show you
Don't use the good
that
stuff.
this is real. Like instantly, people be like, "Oh, we can't breathe out here." So
They might still think that it's fake. I still have the question because there has been 2 episodes now in which Bernard, the guy that's trying to do a slow takeover, has made reference to. Actually, no, I take that back. Bernard made reference to it once, and the guy that goes by Solo, I think that's what he goes
Yep.
by behind the door. They both have made reference to how many other silos there are, and like I think Solo knew what direction number 17 was or whatever.
Right.
How do they know? Like how did Bernard know that there was already another rebellion and that people were outside and dead? How does Solo know where the other silos are? Like there has to be some form of communication. However, they never indicated in season 1 that there was any communication in any other silo. They made it seem like there was only that one.
So he watched her go over the hill and he saw the dead bodies from her a camera feed that was on her suit.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, well he was watching on the screen in his
Oh,
Yep.
in that room.
sorry, I missed it. Sorry, guys, I missed it. But then how does Solo know?
Solo.
The man behind the door, the crazy guy, the one that fed her chicken
Cuz
noodle
he's in
soup.
the he first well he's in the same room.
He's
That
in the
he's in the
same.
same room. He's in the what do they call it? What's the name of the room?
I think it's like the
The
IT room or
vault.
something.
I think it's the vault,
The
isn't
vault.
Uh-huh.
Did you say the IT room?
it?
Stupid. Yeah, so he's in the vault. He's in what essentially what Bernard is in Julie's vault or Julie's
So
silos.
that gives him the ability to see the other silos. Sorry,
He's
guys, I'm clearly
he is
lost.
privy to
I'm
information.
like Paul on From.
He is privy to information that other people don't have, and they
Okay.
try to show you that by explaining when or by showing you the fact that he knew what birds were and she didn't,
Well, oh yeah,
and
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
he knew
I remember
he
that.
just knows a few things that she doesn't. So
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, learn
but
something
yeah,
new
I'm
every
I'm
day.
I'm totally with you, Julie. I don't understand why they just don't explain it to her. Explain it to them. Just go outside. That would stop the rebellion instantly. You cannot
Yeah, just
breathe outside. There's no food outside. So
yeah,
can we
just
just end this?
yeah. You made a great point. Just send some people out with the good tape so they can see all the skeletons for themselves. Take a camera, take some video of it, bring it back and show everyone the end. Like, why
Mm,
are you doing this? And why do they have, like, it's so stupid. that they have this fake green, this green, beautiful landscape that they show people because naturally these hackers are going to find that file somewhere. Of course, it happened.
Mhm.
Now
Mhm.
they think that it really looks like that out there. Okay, like what is it? Some kind of a mercy thing? So right before they die, they can see it. Look, it looks nice and pretty out there. No, I know what it is. It's to make sure they clean because they think that everybody needs to see this. So they see
Mhm.
the fake green stuff. They clean the camera, but it's just so it's so frustrating that
Yeah.
like they could make this so much simpler if they just send somebody out there and look at what it looks like with a good tape, come
Right.
back. That it's crazy to me.
I agree. So hang on one second.
What's the problem?
I think someone said we are having mic issues. So I'm gonna try and turn it up. Y'all let me know if it's too loud. How does that sound right there? Does that sound good, or is it too loud?
Oh, that's good.
That sounds good. I think it was Saggy Star. That's a great name, by the way. Saggy Star. Does it sound good now, or does it still sound like we're far away? Oh, she says she thinks it's her phone. All right, well,
Okay.
that's cool.
So you have the issue with I'm gonna move this back. I think it might be a little too loud now. With Bernard, who, like I said, seems to be trying to do some slow takeover. But Paul was those that Juliet never requested to go out. Like he found the one person in the group of everybody who said no, she never asked to go out. So she's starting to get suspicious. Now, here's the question. You're suspicious of Bernard. Would you let him have your suit and take measurements of you to make your suit?
No,
No.
no, no. Everyone in this silo is stupid. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I'm not trusting him to do anything for me.
He's back there measuring her with the.
You just bring me my own materials. Matter of fact, I'll go get it myself. Don't do anything. Don't do anything, Bernard. Yeah, I don't understand exactly how this is supposed to go. Bernard is in charge. He's following protocol as it pertains to the order, who has certain instructions as to how to stop this rebellion.
But he's being sneaky. Like he's got something else that he is trying to
Yeah, I don't know what
accomplish.
he could possibly be doing.
Right.
I don't know what he could be doing. Julie Nichols. Wait,
Juliet.
Juliet Nichols. Oh yeah, Juliet Nichols. She's in another silo, and she has met a stranger who is um disadvantaged. We'll say that he's disadvantaged a little bit. He's either been locked up for too long, or I don't know, but his he's missing a few faculties. Anyway,
He's a little
he hasn't
nutty.
been out of the huh?
He's a little nutty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cabin
He hasn't
fever.
been out of the vault in a while.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
thought Juliet was a figment of his imagination.
I mean, you would too. You would too, I think.
He's like, yeah, he's like, I had to, I wanted to make sure you were real. I wasn't imagining you. So I gave you the food to make sure
Right.
you were real.
Well, when she said it, and he was like, "Oh shit!" I
Yeah.
thought he poisoned it.
Me
I was like,
too.
"Oh,
Yeah,
Me
I did
too.
too.
When he said I didn't give you that to help you, I was like, oh shit,
Like,
what did he
oh,
put in her
God
food?
damn it. Came all the way over here to get poisoned. It's unbelievable. If I'm just going to ask you a question, and everybody else that's listening out there, if you would have put on that suit, right, and you made it all the way over to that other silo, and you get in there, and the power's off, people are dead, half of it's underwater, and there's a loon who has locked himself into the thing. I'm just gonna sit down and cry. That's too much stuff to fix. I can't fix all of that. I
What's
need
wrong
help.
with you? You did not trek outside with the Julie, just if you agree with me, you did not trek outside with the new tape to sit there and just cry. You went outside trying to figure out what the truth was. Now she knows the truth, right?
I mean, she does know the truth, but I think I would go back and clean the window and apologize. I would just write on the screen, "I'm sorry."
But she didn't know
Yeah.
that she even had the option to do that because she remember when she found out that of what happened in the current silo that she is in was because the person didn't clean and they went missing. It's the same exact story that's happened to them. When she learned that, she was ready to go back, but now she didn't have anything to go back in, and that's when Solo told her, you can go to the, I don't know, 28th level or whatever like that, some kind of fire department and their suits, that you could use that.
Yeah. I don't know. Well,
But she didn't know she had the option before.
again, we'll see what happens. But
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy the makeup of this show. I don't know what the outcome could possibly be. Now, I have a friend of mine who's read the books, and he is chomping at the bit to tell me what is coming next, and I keep telling him to shut up, but um, it just seems like again, it's like, I won't say it's exactly like From, but it's well written. You know,
Mm-hmm.
again, you have these people who are in these tight spaces, and the
Mhm.
the dialogue is very good, and you feel for Juliet Nichols, like you see her going through this stuff. She lost someone that she loves, and she's burdened with this information that I think it was her mother was a, what do they call them? They were people who knew about what
Mm.
was outside.
They
They
were
had
the people who were there, I think lived outside prior to the silo. Just like it seems like Judge Meadows, because remember they showed like some kind of video or something with
yeah,
him.
I don't think they were outside. I think that they had been finding um information. They had been finding like video
Mm-hmm.
and pictures and things like that, and they were just keeping them
Mm-hmm.
and spreading them against a small group. Am I right, Julie?
Amongst a small group.
Yeah. I think that it's been a very long time since
Yeah,
anybody lived outside. So I think they just
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
found videos. It was confusing because she was looking at a video and you would
Mm-hmm.
think like, wait a minute, was that her family or something? But
Right.
I think it was just a video of people that they found and kept. Because
Okay.
it's like they've never seen these people have never seen bodies of water. They've never seen an ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it's like unbelievable to them. When Juliet saw a video in season one, I think of an ocean, she was like, her mind was blown. And
Mm-hmm.
now it looks
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, the judge has this that she watches. Now, the thing I don't understand about this judge is why does she want to go out there if she like does she not know she knows all the secrets. I think she pretty much knows that it's a death sentence. So she just wanted I don't understand that. What does she want to
yeah,
leave for?
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I'd probably run back and apologize. I'm so sorry. Look, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Um, I won't tell anybody anything. Could you let me back in,
Yeah, I mean, like,
please?
doesn't she know I feel like she knows she has all these relics and stuff. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't know the truth like everybody else. And we know that she
Right.
doesn't actually have real power. That's all fake. She's supposed to be a judge with authority, but that's all like lies.
Right.
We know that now. So I don't know, maybe she just doesn't know the truth and Bernard is just gonna let her go through with this. I don't know. It's
I
just so strange.
I think maybe the people inside the silo think that it's nice out, or is that just a projection in the suit? I think it's just in the suit.
Well, remember on that one night they had that blip where it looked nice outside.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
had the blip on the screen.
yeah.
Hmm.
And then I think they did that to confuse the audience, to make you figure, I mean, to make you wonder what it was really like outside. But
But
again,
they saw it because they were all huddled in that room because something was going. I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was something going on where everybody was huddled in the, was it like the cafeteria or something like that?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
think it was Saggy Star made a good point. Let's see. Somebody said that what happened to the bodies as as I mean, because they sent a lot of people outside. Oh, it's just me. Just me said, what happened to the bodies? Like there was a lot of people who were sent out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's made it over the hill.
Mm-hmm.
But there
Right.
were no bodies outside when Julie went outside. I mean, no one on their side of the hill when she went outside. There was no one on their side of the hill when the black sheriff went out.
One he at the top of the hill under the tree.
Yeah, they all died at the tree, all of them. Now, unless it's that bad outside where it's just deteriorating everything instantly, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a good show. There are a few questions that I have, but it's still a good show.
I
You
want
know, I enjoy watching it.
I want to know what Robert is asking this guy to do, Patrick Kennedy, because he told him he needs to do a favor for this guy to have his memory erased.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah,
wants to
Yep.
go back to before he met his wife.
yeah.
So I want to know what that favor is, because he just said you have to do me a favor,
He
and then
did it.
was that introducing him to the guy to go down?
No, you really didn't pay attention to
I
this episode.
did.
No, he went down in the he hired the security
The
guard
other
or
guy.
the special forces guy,
Right,
and he wanted the guy to go down and then
right.
cause a
It's literally what I
he was
just said.
basically trying to give him a reason to shoot
Literally what I just said.
someone.
The other guy.
He
So
threw
he
the
did it, but he
firebomb.
got shot himself. Yeah, he got shot himself, so he's dead.
Literally just said that. So is the deal still up?
If he didn't have them holes in him, probably, you know, but he's dead. So, I mean, it is what it is. I still like the show. It does have some glaring holes, but hopefully it'll it'll pick up a little bit. I still like the main character. She does it for me. She's
Juliet, yeah.
yeah, she's pretty awesome. I like her and pretty much everything that she does. So
Well, the last point that I'll make is about Dad and how in season 1 you find out that he was faking the removing the birth control from the women, and he met the one young lady at the tree or the in the garden or whatever, and she was saying how she wanted they opened up an extra lottery in celebration. So um she was hoping to be able to be chosen in the lottery to be able to have a kid. And he was about to do what he usually does when the person is not authorized or approved
Yep.
to become pregnant. And he chose against that. So I liked that particular scene.
Yes. Finally.
So yeah.
Finally,
What
he's
did
doing the right thing. He's a good man. Like I,
yeah.
I was thinking he was horrible at first for what he was doing in season 1, but you know that was he was just following the rules. This is what he was supposed to do. He was lying to the woman in the very first episode of the season 1 where she thought that she would be able to have a child, and he lied to her and said that he took out
Mm-hmm.
her IUD or whatever it was. But now he's doing the right thing. He's like letting these people have a chance at conceiving. So
Yeah.
I was glad to see that.
Yeah.
before we go any further, I want to say thank you to Saggy Star who donated $20. That
Oh, thank
is
you.
amazing, and
We really appreciate it.
yeah, I don't know what to say, Saggy. Thank you.
That is an amazing man.
Yeah, I mean, truly, I don't know what to say. I just like doing this for you guys. You know, this that's the fun part for me, and you don't have to do it, but I appreciate it. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're gonna go into Dune, and then probably
Gladiator.
wrap up with Gladiator. Now you're more than welcome to stay um, if you want to. You know, I know you haven't seen those, which is why I pushed them to last, Julie.
I'll hang out.
But
Yeah,
cool.
and yeah, like Saggy Star, she is terrific. She supports a lot of channels. I see her on Tony Teflon's channel. She comes on in my chats. She's so great. Yeah, like her support for all different creators. So I'm glad to see her supporting you guys, and I agree that like so far I don't know. I do think that season 2 of Silo is underwhelming. I hope
Mm-hmm.
it picks up, but I think episodes 2 and 3 at least were like leaps and bounds ahead of episode 1. I actually was on my live talking about From, and I mentioned episode 1 of Silo, and like it's a show that I had planned to cover, but I was like, hey guys, if you have insomnia, if you need something to help you sleep, don't get the sleeping pills. Just watch episode 1 of season 2 of Silo. That'll do the trick. But I
Yep.
will say I think it's improved, and what she said, why send people out when you know they're going to die? I mean, that's the thing. I don't understand why they do this whole protocol. Like we were saying earlier, they send people out with the good tape, let them see for themselves, and let them back
Right.
in.
Right.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, maybe I don't know either. I was gonna say maybe it's a to for the population, but they already got that under control. So I don't know. I don't know what the whole purpose in sending someone out to purposefully die is, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Side note, I'm just gonna tell you this story real quick.
Oh boy.
My sister.
No,
Yeah. Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're gonna say.
I
but-
know, but
Oh my god.
my
I'm
sister.
scared, everybody.
My sister met Common.
Oh.
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 Yeah.
And that's all, folks.
Uh-oh.
So, quick story. We were
In the airport.
we were in the airport, and he got out of the car that was right in front of us.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, my sister taps me on the shoulder. She goes, oh, look, that's Common. I was like, that's not Common. And sure enough, it was.
Now get the story right. Don't be trying to make it all extra or whatever.
Saggy Star says, is he really what people say?
He's nice.
He was very nice.
He was very, very cordial, very gracious with his time. He's very nice.
So he comes in, right?
Get
and he
the sto-
goes
get
goes over
Get the
and
story right.
oh, I'm gonna get it right
No, you're not.
because you
Because
embarrassed
you
me.
always embellish.
So
I am.
he goes to the opposite side of the. We're all waiting on this flight, right? But they put him in a certain area where he won't be bothered or
They
anything
did
like
that
that.
afterwards because more people started coming in. We caught a very early flight. It was almost like 6 o'clock in the morning.
He was So my sister comes up and she said, "Can you go over?" And I was like, "Oh no."
He's
Listen,
met like 4, 5 celebrities,
listen.
so I figured he's used to it.
I'm not going over there, okay? I'm not going over there to bother this man who clearly does not want to be bothered. He's wearing
Well, maybe his assistant
sunglasses.
should have helped him out. I'm just
His
saying.
girlfriend or whoever he was with.
His assistant.
No, they was
Mhm.
hugged up.
His
That ain't no assistant I ever
well,
seen.
maybe he was hooked up on his assistant.
So, she comes up and she asked me if I wouldn't mind going over and getting his autograph. Why not? Why not? Anything else you want? You want me to go over and get anything else? His fingerprints or anything?
Autograph, you guys.
I don't know this man.
An autograph.
An autograph. Why don't you do it?
How do you liken an autograph to fingerprints? And of course you don't know him. That's why you're asking him for his autograph.
Anyway, so she hits me with the "I never ask you for anything. You're my brother, and I love you."
You're my big brother.
And I was like, "God damn it!"
I don't
So
think I said I love you though.
I walk over there reluctantly. I'm not even looking at him. Like I'm staring at the wall.
Okay, guys. The end of the story is I got my picture with him. Jeez.
And I asked him, I was like, my sister really wants a picture. I don't want to come over here and bother you. I know you don't want to be messed with right now, but I swear to God, I will leave you alone right after this. Like, we could just get through this, get this over with. I will not mess with you. And he started laughing. And the woman he was with started laughing. He was like, I would love to meet her. So he came over there, got a picture with her, and that was the end of the story. So my sister embarrassed me in front of.
I didn't know such thing. If you guys just heard that story, please explain to me where the embarrassment was.
I will tell you.
Moving on.
I will tell you this: there is more emotion in Common's face when he is not on camera than it is when he's on camera. He is the same person.
No.
He is
Season
the same human
1.
being.
Season 1, he was terrible. I will say in this season, I feel like in a few of the scenes in Julie, let me know if you agree. And those of you who are still in the chat, let me know if you agree. I feel like he's grown a little bit. Like he has a little bit more depth to some of his scenes. Not all of them. Like he still has some work to do, but I think he has a little bit more depth in some of his scenes and the words that are actually coming out. Like he doesn't seem as detached from the words that he's saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he could
I
be. His
asked
eyebrows
I
don't
asked
move.
her.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
thank you.
sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Julie.
He's good at being intimidating. I will say that he hasn't had a lot of range. He hasn't shown a lot of range. He just looks scary and intimidating in every scene he's in. Even when he's with his wife, where he should be, a little. He should have a different demeanor. But I do think I agree that I think he's doing better so far from what we've seen this season. He's improved. But yeah, he's scary as hell though. Like I wouldn't want to mess with him. Like he looks terrifying.
He is. His character's pretty good this season.
Yeah.
So, okay, which one you want to do next?
All right, we can move on into let's do Dune. Since we have 2 episodes to cover, and then we can do Gladiator. Since some of our viewers are saying, please don't
Right on.
do
If you're
Gladiator.
new to the chat, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Please go check out Julie B Deep Dive. She is one hell of a subscriber. She talks about From. It's very in depth. She knows what she's doing. She puts other people to shame. And
Oh,
Even us.
I like to joke around when I talk about shows, and she is literally, she doesn't miss anything.
Mm-mm.
Nothing. If there's a nugget that they put in that show, anything, she has found it, and she will bring it to you.
People, she is going back to watch season 1 for y'all.
Yeah, she's awesome. So go check her out. She's amazing, and she's the real deal. She's genuine. So nicest lady I ever met.
oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much for the kind words. I really appreciate that. And I love what you guys do here. I love what you do, and saying that you just want to make people laugh. That's no small thing. Like, trust me, it's a gift to be able to make people laugh like you do. It's a therapeutic thing. It's a healing thing. It's something that I need in my life, it desperately. So anybody that has the ability to make me laugh like you can, it's a huge gift that you give to people, really. So I'm gonna I just want everybody to to know about your channel. I want to have you on my channel again, so more people can be introduced to you guys.
I appreciate that,
Thank
Julie.
you.
Thanks. So Just Me says, I'm sorry, not just me. I just lost it. Somebody wanted to know if Dune was any good.
Good. I think it's good. One of your questions was answered. Well, I'm sorry, one of my questions, one of your observations.
I'm going to explain it. I'm just going to give you a basic rundown, right? Because I've seen
Let me sit
both
back for
movies.
this one. I'm gonna sit back and listen to
I've seen both movies, and I've watched all 4 episodes of it. 3 episodes. I think it's 3 episodes of it, and I still don't know what the hell is going on. But I'm gonna do the best I can, right? So, as best I can tell, there are 2 families that go back forever, almost. Atreides and the Harkonnen, and they have been at war for a long time, right? And the Harkonnen have been disgraced by the Atreides family, and now they're living like commoners. And I forget, what is her name? Who's the main?
Valia.
Yeah, Valia she's fighting to bring her family's name back to glory. So, she is a whisperer. Is that what they call them? Anyway, so what do they do?
Go ahead.
So they're basically
sisterhood, but yeah.
Yeah, there's a sisterhood of women who have this telekinetic ability, and their main job is to keep balance in the overall I don't know, between the different emperors and things like that. They make them do what they want through suggestion.
Can I just jump in?
Yeah, go ahead.
There is a sister that is assigned to each house. And when they do that, basically their goal is to influence the different houses and try and, in a sense, get them to do their bidding, their will. And right now, what you have in this particular series thus far is Desmond Hart, excuse me, who is kind of seeing it for what it is, whereas the houses are not seeing the manipulation, and he is wanting to break break the houses from that. So go ahead and continue, please.
So, a soldier comes back from.
Desmond Hart.
Oh, you know his name, huh?
He was on Viking.
Anyway, you know his first and last name. He got a middle name.
Is he some eye candy or what?
I guess so.
Yeah.
It must be if my
Yes.
sister knows.
Yes.
You don't know the lady's name, but you know his full name. You know his
I
full
said Valia.
name. What's her last name?
Harkonnen.
You don't know. You don't know. So anyway, this soldier, he was the only one in his group to make it back from this. I think it was like a war or something like that, right? And nobody expected him to make it back. So now he's not succumbing to the sisterhood's demands. Like they can literally talk to you, or one of them can talk to you and make you do whatever she wants. I'm not making this easy to understand. I'm gonna go back to making it
Yeah.
easy to understand. These witches talk to emperors and kings and make them do whatever they want to keep balance amongst everything, so people don't get out of control and wipe out other families and all this other stuff.
That's supposed to be there. Yeah.
Because um, what's her name? What's her name again?
Valia.
Because Valia's family was destroyed by the Atreides family, they come up with this plan to wipe out the Atreides next in line, basically. So her sister,
Well, that happened in the episode 3.
So in this episode, her sister goes to marry one of the youngest Atreides, who is next in line to be emperor, and she ends up killing everyone, even her fiance. She was gonna marry this dude.
Well,
Like she genuinely loved him, but she was so committed to her own family. She wiped out everybody, which was pretty dark.
except for one.
Yeah, except for the boy.
Mhm.
So this show it's not hard to understand, but there are a lot of moving parts to this. I don't know where spice comes in.
Well, it just made its first forte into this.
Do you understand this show?
Absolutely.
Why am I talking then? Go.
You
Go.
wanted to
Go.
take it. I literally just explained it very quickly. It's the sisterhood. It's the women. They are assigned to the different houses, and they are there to influence. But they're there to influence in the manner in which they see that it should go. And there are those that don't want it to go that way. That's basically what you have thus far. You have Valia, as he said, that whose family had been. We already went through this a couple weeks ago, but I'll do it again. Who was her family was thrust onto a different world after a war. She didn't like it. As he said, they were identified now as a lower class than what they normally would have been. Her mom pretty much told her, "Hey, it is what it is. Be happy with it." Um, and as the story progresses in this particular episode 3, that came out this week, you see how she seeks her revenge after her brother was killed by an Atreides, a member of the Atreides family, and that is where she put her sister up, to embedding herself in the family, um, and making herself available, to this gentleman or whatever, and then she goes and poisons everybody. Prior to killing the gentleman that she was with, she outed herself as a Harkonnen, and he said, "I don't care. Everybody's gonna, it's kind of like a Romeo Juliet kind of thing. Everybody's gonna love us for who we are. That's such a, a war that's lasted too long. It's no longer even important. Nobody even remembers why they were fighting, and she ended up killing him and let one little boy go. That's pretty much what you got this episode. As far as that particular family goes, there's some other little bits and pieces that happen. But to answer your basic question, you it's a good show. It is not difficult to follow. I believe that was the question. I believe that's what you're supposed to be answering. Whatever.
Because I, I I can't like I can't. To me, it's like Foundation or I forget what the other one. I don't know what that squeaking is. Maybe I'm too loud. I don't know.
Okay.
So I don't know. Yeah, I think I was just too loud.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what. It's just it's hard to get. I don't know. I mean, you have to watch it a little bit longer to understand
It's not.
um the different things going on. It's like if I just walked in on episode 2 of Game of
There's three
Thrones.
episodes. We're 3 episodes in, I believe. You can watch episode 1, episode 2,
It's
episode.
fine. It's
So
fine.
anyway, so to go back in episode 2, I don't, to those who may have been here when we discussed episode 1, there was a question as to whether or not um, Desmond was killed or eaten by the worm, and you find out that he was eaten and released by the worm. And this is where he gets his powers from. This is where he is able to boil people from the inside out, apparently. Um, and you find that out.
I have no idea how he's able to do this. I don't know. I don't know why this is a thing, right? I don't know where this came from. He's just able to do it, and I'm like, okay, I didn't know you could do that, but he's doing it. So I'm gonna let you finish up, dude, because I need to keep watching before I can really explain what is going on.
Well, you have the young lady, I think her name is Sister Dorothea. I think that's her name, who was sent to the shadow world um, to try and get information because Valia, when she pretty much encountered this guy Desmond, and he was resistant to her voice, and he was able to pretty much when she does the voice, it's supposed to influence people to do what she says, and he is resistant to it. And he made the statement in episode 2 that now he is able to understand what her biggest fear is, and that is for people to not listen to her.
Yeah.
So she encouraged her sister to send this young lady to the shadow world to try and figure out, in a sense, what to do, how they can beat him, how they can continue on um, in their quest to pretty much, again, influence. And they're also doing, like, they got this DNA database um, that they have because they're trying to make sure that they make the best matches with the different families in power. And so she goes to the shadow world. She dies there, but well, I'm sorry, she didn't die. You thought that she died, but
It's
she
another
did
part of
not.
the show I don't get.
Um, but while she's there, she basically says these different phrases, basically saying that Desmond Hart is going to pretty much be a thorn in your side. That's not, obviously what was said,
I
but
didn't even know she could do that, but she did it.
what? Who she? Who?
I don't
What?
know. Go to the shadow realm or wherever,
Did
or talk to dead
she
people.
talked to her grandmother?
I didn't know you
Great
could do
grandmother.
that. That's fine. Keep going.
Um, so now moving forward into episode 3, you find out you thought that she died. You find out she did not die. She is on what we would consider here life support. Um, and then this is when they go through more of the history with regard to Valia and her sister Tula. Um, Tula is the one that was dating the young man of the Atreides family and killed them all. Um, so you see that Valia is going through, she's got to do her vows for the sisterhood. She pretty much at one point chooses not to do the vows because she was so influenced by her family and getting her family's name back. Like, that is pretty much her charge in life that she's given to herself. That is what she feels most compelled to do. She couldn't take the vow. She was not able to do it. She was supposed to become, I believe, some superior mother, or mother superior, in the group with another young lady. And she didn't take the drops. She couldn't take the drops. And so when that happened, she was pretty much told, here, go do what you have to do with your family. Go, get whatever revenge you need to do. But if you come back, you better have taken the drops. If you don't take the drops, don't ever come back. Um, and while she's gone, she finds that her sister Tula did go through, kill all the family. And that's when she is able to kind of let her guard down. She feels like at this point she has sought whatever revenge she needed, um, for her family, for her family's name, and was able to now move forward with her life. And so she took the drops, and that is how she has become the woman in power that she is now. Um, and that's pretty much where the episode ends, with the exception that Tula has now taken upon herself. She was supposed to take the young lady off of child support, off of life support. She didn't do it. She found a little secret little corner somewhere, and has put her on Spice. This is where Spice makes its first
Again.
entrance into this series. She puts her on Spice, and I guess what you're supposed to get from that, although they did not yet explain it, is that this somehow may potentially either bring her fully back, give her some kind of life where she's no longer on life support. We don't know. But that's where it ends.
So before we go any further, I just want to apologize to everybody out there. Yes, I had to make a second stream. I was up against it, right? I was trying to invite Julie to my to the YouTube stream as a guest, but we couldn't figure out how to do it through YouTube, so I had to hurry up and make a StreamYard account and then bring her on and figure that out and bring her on. So
sorry,
I was up against it. This will not happen again. I apologize, dear. Thank you for explaining to these fine people. Julie is a rock star, because
Sorry,
without
guys.
her, I'd have just been sitting here like Boo Boo the Fool. I would not have figured this out. So, as a matter of fact, she's still helping, because I didn't even know I could post people's comment to the thing. I just feel like an idiot. Thank you, Julie, for
You're welcome. Don't
helping
feel
me out.
Julie,
don't
thank you so much. You've
it's
done more than we could.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. But we will be ready for next
no
time. So
problem.
I am sorry.
He's still trying to work out the kinks, guys.
It
All right,
is no
so
problem.
now that we have absolutely slaughtered Dune, um, you ready to slide into Gladiator 2?
Let's go, Gladiator 2.
Right.
How many people have seen Gladiator 2, by the way? Because there will be spoilers. I don't know if you know how we do things. We spoil stuff.
Guys, we'll do a better review or recap of Dune next week, because you're gonna watch it and you're gonna understand it, right?
I don't know. Depends on what kind of weird stuff they do next week. Do you want to start? Julie, did you see Gladiator 2?
No, I haven't seen it, but I'll just hang out with you guys and listen.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, sis. You start, because I got people love this movie, but I got issues.
I liked the movie. It wasn't. I liked it. There was one very glaring issue for me, and I'm going to say this as softly as possible because I love him as an actor, but sir, Denzel Washington. I feel like either one, as I'm sure many individuals have said, his lack of an accent, or him just having the Bronx accent, or that, and I felt he was maybe slightly uncomfortable with the fluidity of the character, the sexual fluidity of the character that he played, because at a few points they made it very clear that he was supposed to be bisexual.
Who?
Denzel's character. Oh my word.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He was. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, he did make a few comments. Yeah, yeah. I didn't know. I forgot that's how he got down. I forgot that's how he got down. That's. I mean, that's cool. I ain't got no problem with it. I just forgot that was in the movie.
But it just felt like at those points when that was a very, like when that was a highlighted point, he felt a little uncomfortable with it. Other than that, I liked the movie. I thought the acting was very well done. The CGI left a tiny with the monkeys or whatever, tiny bit to be desired. Um, the storyline, as you have pointed out, was exactly the same as the first, and I will rebut that by saying you have part twos of movies that have come out that didn't really need a part two. Like this didn't need a part two, but it was still good to me. Like Beetlejuice, and they deviated from the original storyline, and that was awful.
Oh, that was so bad.
So I'm
That
just
was
saying.
so bad. My God, that was horrible.
So I liked it. Like I said, I thought it was well done. I thought the actors were amazing. Um, so I give it, my Siskel and Ebert, is that who it was back in the day? 2 thumbs up.
Showing your age.
Hey, ooh, well you're older than me, so. But
So
oh, okay.
it was entertaining.
Oh,
Okay, it was entertaining. I'll say it was entertaining. But I had issues with this. I had issues with this. It was the same as Gladiator for one.
yeah.
It was the exact same. Like they killed Maximus's wife, right? And then they killed Lucius because the movie is about um the the lady's or the queen's son, right? She sent him away and so that he wouldn't be killed because people were going to kill him and take his spot because he was so young and she didn't want that for her son, so she sent him away. And then
because he was
apparently anybody could be ruler after that. They just let anybody do it. So these two clowns take over and become the ruler.
Geta and Caracalla. I believe that's how you say the name.
Denzel should not have been in this movie. I'm just gonna call it like this. I love Denzel as an actor, right? But he should not have been in this movie. He was doing Training Day in Rome, and it should not have been a thing. Okay, it should not have been a thing.
I think they tried to cover for the fact that I don't know if he just didn't sound authentic enough in trying to make the accent or whatever. But when he made the statement and said that basically he speaks all the languages. Basically you could say, okay, well if he speaks all the languages, then they all kind of mingled together and made this baby of a Bronx accent.
Yeah, it's horse patootie. Okay, it's horse patootie. So he did not have an accent at all.
Not.
I don't know if you all saw Robin Hood back in the day with Kevin Costner. That was a huge thing for that movie too. Everybody in that movie had an English accent except for this dude.
That's a good movie.
Robin. He didn't. Denzel did not have an accent for this movie, and they tried to explain it away. Like Lucius asked where he was from, and he said, "You'll never know." And I think that was more for the audience than it was for Lucius because they couldn't explain how you had this perfect accent with nothing attached, with nothing. Like I'm like, come on, Denzel. But yeah, I just had a problem with it. And my second issue, I don't know if in the first movie they established that Lucius was the child of Maximus, right? If anybody has seen the first Gladiator, please let me know. But I don't recall him being Maximus's child. Does anyone else out there? Was that hinted at in the first Gladiator? Because I don't know. Anyway, I'll make sure look for that comment if it comes up. Here's my issue with that whole thing. In the end of Gladiator, right? They show his son running to him because he died, right? And his wife is standing at the edge of the road waiting for him to get to them, right? And it's a touching scene. Like it's an amazing scene. You feel for Maximus because he's he's with his family again. When you turn around and have a now you telling me
You're wrong. Baby, do
now
as
you
the
telling me he done
Romans
smashed the
do.
queen while he was
Do,
away? No, that messes up the whole scene. That messes
you
up the whole scene.
do.
You see him run into his kid. You know, does his son know he have a brother?
That doesn't mean that he loves his son and or wife any less. That just means, while he was going through some very difficult times,
She
being a
waited.
gladiator,
She waited for
he
him in
needed-
heaven, and he had another kid. He had another kid the whole time. It just ruins that whole scene. He's an adulterer. Okay, he was great.
Kind sir.
He was amazing.
Kind sir.
I'm just saying it
Sir.
ruins the whole scene because that scene was full
Does
of love.
it?
That scene was full of love. It was full of love.
So to you.
Go to her, Maximus. You cheating ass. It's pathetic, man. And that's not the only issue I have. The other issue that I have with it, right, is right after.
Lisa White says, sorry to interrupt. He was not Maximus' kid in the first, and I didn't think he was either because, as far as I knew, he was already born.
Yeah, he was the king's son, right? He was the
That's
old
what I
man.
thought.
Oh, not the king, the emperor's son.
Yeah, but
right?
whatever. They had to make it,
I think these people are stupid.
what
Like
Maximus.
a lot of them are just dumb. You think you could just like in the first movie, they replaced his son. He told his son, "Look, listen, you're not going to be the emperor. Okay, I'm picking Maximus over you. I hope you're okay with that, and you don't decide to off me. What are you doing?"
Why?
I don't understand these people. And you think that everything's going to be okay. It's not going to be okay.
It's gonna be just fine.
I'm gonna get back to my second point.
All right, go ahead, finish your rant.
My second point was that at the end, right after Maximus dies, right, and he falls on his back. I forget what the queen's name is, but she comes out and they're basically saying he died for Rome.
Lucilla.
Yeah, she said he died for Rome, and then there's the council are there, and they said this will never happen again. We will have an amazing Rome thanks to Maximus's his death.
One person making a statement, she can't do it by herself.
No, it was the council said they was going to do it, and then I'll be damned if they didn't get one bad emperor. They had two. They had two bad emperors. They both sucked, and then one of them was an idiot, like a straight idiot.
I think he had syphilis. If you heard them say that,
voted a monkey to be his first in command. I swear to God, like I'm like, what happened at the end of the first movie? What happened? What are we doing? What are we doing? So I have a third. I'm gonna let you go real quick, and then I have a third point, which is the worst, the most egregious. Okay, the most egregious, kids. And I'm gonna let it slide for a second. He was an adulterer, Mackie. He was an adulterer. It just ruined the whole scene. How would you like to?
I don't think that ruins the scene.
Are you crazy?
I don't think it ruins it. He still loved his wife.
Do you think he went up to her and be like, "Hey,
she was
I got another kid gonna be staying with us for a while. His name is Lucius. I'm sorry, I did this. I was gone a long time. I'm sorry, I had needs."
She was deceased. Jeez, Julie, can you come and get him, please?
All right, go ahead, because I'm
no, go ahead.
Okay, so my final point with this, is Denzel's plan. I don't know how to put this. How do I say this? Listen, I'm gonna do it delicate. I'm gonna do it delicately, right? So
no,
I have to because it bothered me.
Just do it. Just do it softly.
I am kid gloves. Kid gloves.
Softly.
Kid gloves.
All
right, here we go. So, Denzel, his plan was to use the gladiator Lucius as his tool because Denzel wanted to take the throne. Now, I don't know if you've seen pictures of Denzel in real life or in the trailer or anything, but he's not white. at all. He's not a white person. He's not. And he was trying to become the emperor of Rome. Listen, I understand you got dreams and goals, right? I get that. I get that. But
Mm-mm.
there, look around.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of
Just do that.
there's
It's not gonna work.
It's
Like I don't care if you follow the rules, sir. You're not gonna be the ruler of these folks. Okay, the only place that they had people of color was in the arena. Okay, listen, I applaud the effort. Okay,
didn't work.
it didn't work.
Didn't work.
Oh, I had to stand on. There we go. I applaud the effort. But it just didn't make sense. There was no way that he was going to be could you imagine, like,
Yes.
did you hear the news? Yeah, there's a black guy who runs Rome now. There's no way.
He had it for a day. He had it for a day.
He had it for 5 minutes. He was ruling for 5 minutes, and I bet you they scratched that from the history books. He was like, "Nah, there ain't no way. Give me your pencil. Give me that eraser. We're erasing that. We erasing. Nah, there's no way. Get rid of that. There's no way." It just his plan didn't make sense. His plan didn't make sense, and I mean, I'm making it more than what it was, but that was his plan. He wanted to be emperor of Rome, and he was trying to work his way up to the top, and he did. He became emperor. Somehow he became emperor for like
5 seconds.
For 5 seconds,
Yeah.
and I just thought that was no, there's no way.
But he was, if I'm not mistaken, during the movie, he hinted that at one point, or not hinted, I think just outright pretty much said that he was a gladiator.
He was a gladiator.
Right. So he knowing what the young men that he is bringing through the arena are going through, what he himself has gone through, I think he feels like he is the one that is able to usher in this better Rome that everyone was looking for.
No. The fact that he's been there longer makes it more egregious. Okay, because he should have had a friend with him to tell him, listen, hey, I don't think you should do this.
Oh.
Okay, I don't think you should do this at all. It's not gonna work out. Just be. He had a good position. He was the person who found gladiators, and he had a great life. He had a fantastic life. I just thought you was reaching for the stars with that. I didn't.
Well, I mean, what
I didn't think.
aren't you always supposed to strive to be better?
Oh, and last but not least, this is just honorable mention. Denzel dies the same in everything. He dies the same way. He died the same way in this that he died in Training Day. You remember how he just had that confused look?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, he did.
I got bullets in. You know that same look?
Yep,
He
yep.
did the same thing in this when they
He
cut his
did.
chest.
Yep.
He
He did.
the same look, Denzel. Just turn down roles. Some of them, you know. Just say no sometimes. It ain't gonna kill you. You're rich. You ain't have to do this. You ain't have to do this. Anyway, Dieter, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Listen, I love you all, right? And Christmas is coming, and I want you all to
Merry Christmas.
take care of each other and be kind to each other, man. You know, world is about to be a very, very cruel and dangerous place. But if you maybe if you can be nice to somebody, and maybe they'll see that, and maybe they'll do the same. You know, so
as they say, pay it forward. Yeah, hold the door open.
Yeah.
Say excuse me.
Vanessa Wicked, hello. I want to say thank you to
Common
Julie.
courtesy to everybody.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to Julie, and you've been awesome. You know, I've learned a lot just from watching you, and I'm gonna keep watching. I appreciate you hanging out with us, even though you hadn't seen the last of those shows. But yeah, you are an inspiration, man. Just keep up the good work, and keep doing what you're doing.
Yep.
You have a great channel, and you have great people who are backing you up. So keep going. Keep going. And
Thank you.
hopefully we can do this again.
Yeah. Tell the people what you got going on, Julie.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for all the kind words and the encouragement. I appreciate it, and I would say the same to you. You know, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a terrific job, and we're all just learning as we go. It's the only way to do this is to learn by doing. There's no like there's no way like to just like learn it beforehand. You literally have to learn as you go when you're a streamer, and that's what I had to do. And you're killing it, you know, like you just figured out StreamYard and got set up and did it at the last minute. It took me
That's true.
like a week to figure out how to connect my YouTube channel to my StreamYard. I couldn't figure out how to do it. So, you know, it's always a learning curve. I'm still on a learning curve too. And you guys are terrific. So everybody, you know, anybody that's come over here, because I told you guys that the stream was going on, make sure you follow this channel because they do great work. And
Thank you.
yeah, so I'm going to continue doing my From rewatch every week and covering that, doing deep dives into that, and doing my lives because I'm a crazy like that. I'm not going to stop just because the show is over. And and the plan is still to do some silo videos too, just not as deep, as in depth. Not as obsessed with that one, but it's a good show. And then the next thing will be Severance, doing a Severance rewatch starting next week, and
Interesting.
I
covering
kind of
that.
remember that show.
Yeah, that's where
Day
they.
in the Office.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep,
that was a good show.
it's a good show. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
coming
that's
back in
definitely worth
January,
watching.
season 2. So definitely going to
So are
cover
you gonna go
that.
back and do season 1?
Yeah, I'm going to rewatch season 1 and make some videos on that since I never have.
Cool.
Never had the chance before to do it. So yeah, that'll be fun.
Awesome.
And yeah, and anytime you want to be a guest again on my channel, you are always welcome. Anytime.
Definitely gonna come hang out. It's a fun time. It's a fun time. So,
Yeah. Yeah, thanks
um,
for having me. It's a lot of fun hanging out with you guys.
yeah, of
Thank you.
course. I mean,
Thanks for joining. We
yeah.
really appreciate your time. So
So, again, thank you to everybody who supported the channel and Julie and my lovely sister who has to get to bed because she has to work tomorrow, but I don't. I'm off tomorrow. So,
it made me sound like an old lady.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Um, I guess that's it, man. Be good to each other. Thank you.
Cheers, everybody.
Thank you. Love you guys. See y'all next week.
See
Holla.
ya.
See you.